He was the professor audiences love to hate in the hit movie God's Not Dead. But he's best known as the superhero Hercules. Take a look.
Kevin Sorbo emerged as an international star in the 1990s when he landed the lead role in the TV show Hercules, The Legendary Journeys. During its 6-season run, the series became one of the highest-rated syndicated television programs in the world. Since then, he's starred in several film and television projects, including Call the Conqueror and the 2014 hit movie God's Not Dead. Most recently, he starred in Gallows Road, a story of faith, family, and forgiveness.
And please welcome back to the 700 Club, Kevin Sorbo. Kevin, good to see you.
It is good to be back. Thank you for having me.
Well, you've been busy since last August when we talked. I've seen 2 of your movies. The Secret Handshake, that was really cute.
Excellent.
That came out Father's Day,
yes.
DVD, really great family
Get
movie.
It. Secret Handshake, good family movie.
Yeah. And we got to give a shout out to Howie
Klossner,
yeah,
yes, he wrote it and directed it. And people know him from Space Cowboys. He wrote for Clint Eastwood back in the day, yeah.
And then, of course, your new movie, Gallows Road.
I'm always going to plug it. There it is.
I watched that over the weekend. Really good movie. You know, you play a good guy in this movie named Jake. Are you like a ranch owner, kind of? You own horses?
Yeah, you know, it's a modern-day sort of, you know, cowboy kind of guy. And we shot the movie in Fort Worth. We used the stockyards after the famous stockyards. And the guy, whoever owns this place, was amazing because it was just an incredible location to shoot at.
Well, it seems like a real natural role for you. You seem very comfortable around the horses and in the barns.
You know, I've shot about 4 or 5 westerns as well, so people can go get those too. I'm going to plug everything today. But no, but there's I do. I love it. I grew up in Minnesota, but my grandparents, both side of grandparents, were farmers in Iowa. So I
That's
got
right. I just asked you before we came on where you were from, because I just assumed Hollywood, California.
No, I'm a little town from Mound, Minnesota, which is 30 miles west of Minneapolis. I've just been there the last 2 weeks with my family and friends and having a great, wonderful time. My kids were out
Minnesota. Don't they talk
skiing.
like Minnesota?
Oh, they put the O's and A's in there when they talk. It's very Canadian state, don't you know? Yeah, they talk about having a pop.
Well, Hercules was a good guy, obviously,
yes.
and Jake, your new role in Gallows Road, is a good guy. Do you prefer playing the good guys or kind of the mean atheist professor types, like in God's Not Dead?
Well, you know, I think I like the good guys. I enjoyed Hercules was great. I played a captain in Gene Roddenberry's second series, Andromeda, for 5 years. So, but I mean, I was very drawn to the role of the professor Radisson in God's Not Dead. It was wonderful writing. I've worked with PureFlix a number of times before. I think another movie that I really loved doing, my first one, was called What If. I highly recommend What If for people. It's a great family movie. So I have a relationship with PureFlix, and the character, I was drawn to the characters because I have atheist friends, and we have these debates and I always wonder why they get so angry about something they don't believe in. You know?
Exactly. Well, we're going to talk about the sequel to God's Not Dead in a second, but first I want to talk to you about Gallows Road. I saw it over the weekend. It's a very heart-wrenching but entertaining movie too, and really tackles a deep subject, racism. What do you think is the overall message of Gallows Road? You
know, Ernie Hudson's in it. He's amazing in this movie. He does such a wonderful job. And he's a man that goes through a serious tragedy in his life with his own family, and he's hell-bent on revenge. And it's, you know, it's sort of interesting. It really ties in what just happened recently in was it Charleston with the shootings there in the
Charleston,
churches?
South Carolina.
And you saw people of all races and all colors come in, and but there was no riots there after that. There were nothing but love and forgiveness from the communities of all sides. So the movie deals with it. It's quite timely for it, even though it was written many years ago by Billy McAdams. He's here. He's floating around somewhere out there. And great guy. He's in this as well. He's one of the lead characters in it. He wrote it and directed it as well. He wears a lot of hats in this movie. And it was a wonderful story to tell. And my character is the guy that's been down this metaphorical gallows road himself, and he knows what it's like to hit that wall and come back from it. So he's there to be sort of a sounding board and words of advice for what Billy's character is going through. So
the main character, Ernie Hudson, great actor.
Great actor, great guy. I
wasn't familiar with him until the movie.
You know what? But I've known Ernie a long time. People remember from Ghostbusters, obviously, and we do a lot of these Comic-Con shows together, and so we've had dinners, and he's just a really cool guy, and he's got Minnesota ties. His wife is from my area as well.
Oh, cool. So. Well, the movie God's Not Dead was a huge success at the box office, and there's a sequel in the works. I don't know anything about it.
You know, I know nothing either. They didn't put me in the thing, so I don't know what to say.
What?
I'm not in it. Initially, they were going to have me in it, and then they decided they didn't want me. So what are you going to do?
Wait.
But they've already shot it. They've shot it already.
Who can
Ernie's in the movie. Ernie Hudson's in the part 2. So
how can this be? Because you were like the central character.
Well, there was,
in the movie.
well, there's some interesting things, but who knows?
So they killed you.
Call
so
Pureflex, see what they say.
You died.
Yeah, but there's things you could have done. There's things you could have done. But they shot it already. Used pretty much the same team, same director. Harold Kronk was a great friend, great guy, and so I wish him luck with that.
All right. Well, faith-based films, you've done at least 2 that I know of since I saw you last, maybe more. Are you only doing faith-based films these days?
No, I just finished a paranormal movie, actually, sort of a very psychological thriller, and we just finished shooting that a couple weeks ago. I'm leaving in 2 weeks for Australia to shoot a movie about how basketball was introduced in Australia. So it's a sports movie. It's a period piece in the 50s.
Cool.
And but I did sell a faith-based TV series to NBC. So please put out the prayers. We're going to shoot this hopefully later this year and pray that it gets picked up. I mean, I'm not going to give the title or really any idea about it now. It's not Touched by an Angel. It's more like Punched by an Angel. So you'll see when, we hope everybody puts out the big prayers at this.
Yet?
No, we shoot the pilot probably in December or January.
Okay, so
but,
pray for Kevin's
pray that it gets
pilot.
out, and
it's
going to be
so
wonderful,
amazing.
wonderful. Yeah.
There's nothing like that.
You know what? My wife actually came up with the idea. We sat around one night and said, you know what? Touched by an Angel, Highway to Heaven, Seventh Heaven. All these shows ran 8, 9, 10 years. There's an audience out there, and God's Not Dead has proven that.
Sure.
The work Mark Burnett has done has proven that with the movies and TV shows he has out. So we came up with this idea. She had the bulk of it. I came up with the title, and NBC bought it. So we'll see what happens from there.
All right. Well, please come back when that happens.
I will.
Now, you've been a Christian how many years now?
As far as I remember, forever. But, you obviously go through your ups and downs with it. I never fell away from the faith. I never said, okay, God doesn't exist. But certainly...
But he healed you. You went through really serious health issues right after Hercules.
Well, I saw Billy Graham speak when I was 14. That was huge for me as a 14-year-old in terms of where my faith was headed and was going. Yeah. I'm certainly not perfect. I know that I know God has forgiven me for things. I have a harder time forgiving myself for some of the things I've done in my life. But I suffered 3 strokes in the set of Hercules at the end of season 5. I wrote a book. It's called True Strength. People go to truestrengthbook.com to check it out. I do a lot of speaking events on it.
Were you just overworked?
I had an aneurysm, my left subclavicle, that totally opened up. And hundreds of clots in my arm, but 3 clots worked in my brain. Very fortunate. I mean, it could have killed me. I could be paralyzed. Wow. 2 went to my balance center. 1 went to my vision. I still have a 10% loss in both eyes. But it took 3 years to recover. I railed against God. I railed against the world. But, I came down to realizing that God was basically trying to, tell me to slow down in my life, and I know He was. And it was, I went through a lot of tears and a lot of emotions with my relationship with God and also with my wife as well. And they both showed me a better way and a better life.
Well, we are so thankful that God healed you and that you're making incredible movies that families love and that are exciting to watch. And Gallows Road is one of them, and the movie is called Gallows Road, and it's just released on DVD.
GallowsRoadMovie.com. They can go there and check it out. It's on VOD on demand as well. It's in Walmart. They can get it at all kinds of places. So please check it out.
Perfect. He's such a good PR guy. Well, for more information, you can also go to cbn.com. Kevin, God bless you. Thanks so much.
God bless you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Good to be back.